Okay, I think they booted me out for a second, but we're gonna pick it right back up. So I'm gonna read Sirach 2:10 again. Okay, it says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any ever abide in His fear and was forsaken, or whom did He ever despise that called up on Him?" So the point is, the Lord has never rejected or refused any of His children who cried out to Him in the time of need. Okay, look out throughout the scriptures of our history in this Bible. Whenever the children of Israel cried out to the Lord, it says what? They cried out, the Lord heard their cry. They cried out, the Lord hearkened. So it's the same exact thing in these last days, the time when those of us who've been seeking the Lord in spirit and in truth, cry out to the Lord. Okay, He's hearing. Okay, He's going to answer His children. Verse 11, "For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and save it in time of affliction." See? Let's get Psalms 55:22. It says, "Cast thy burdens upon the Lord, and He shall sustain thee. He will never suffer the righteous to be moved." See that? We cast our burden on the Lord by what? Instead of worrying, we give that to the Lord. That's through prayer and fasting. That's how we cast our burden on the Lord. And as we read again, what? He shall sustain thee. Okay? Matthew 11:28. It says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Okay, so that labor and heavy laden is our worries. The Bible tells us what? He shall wear out the saints. Okay, that's us being tired, wore out in the spirit. Lord, we just tired. We ready for that rest. Bring the kingdom. Bring the promises. Restore Jacob. Bring the tribes together. Establish our throne on this earth in righteousness. Raise up the tabernacles of David. Turn these curses from off our people. Put it on the heads of the heathens. Okay, so that's what we should be praying, asking the Lord, fasting. It says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls." See that? "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Okay, so the solution is the Lord, right? I'm gonna go a few more places before we close out. Let's go to 1 Timothy 6:7. It says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we could carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content." See, the bare basic necessities of life. The Lord said we got food, we got raiment, we should be content. Okay, this is how this place is going to get a lot of people. Because what? Like Lot's wife, they're attached to their material, their things, their career, people. Okay, don't look back. Okay, let this ish go. It's falling what? So the kingdom can come. Okay, ain't nothing here that you want to be associated with. The Lord say, "Come out of her, my people." See that? So you have to know and understand that. Okay, be content with the bare minimum. "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be there content." See? Let me read on down verse 9. "But they that be rich fall into temptation and a snare." Their finances is going to be a trap to them in these last days. "And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition." All right? "For the love of money is the root of all evil, while some coveted after they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." And look at what Yahushua tells us, Matthew 16:24. It says, "Then said Yahushua to his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." So a lot of people going to try to save their lives in these last days. Okay, the life that they built here in Babylon, that they made. As the Lord takes this place down, break our dependency on this system. Okay, a lot of people are not going to be able to get with that. Oh, I just purchased this. I just bought a house 5 years ago. This car. Just sent my kids to college and all these things. My pension, my 401k. So a lot of people was going to seek to hold on to their life shit. And when they flip the system and go digital, okay, eventually what the Bible refers to, Revelations 13, 15, 16, the mark of the beast, in order to buy and sell, they're going to be willing to comply with just to try to save and maintain their life here. So the Lord is letting us know those who try to save their life here, it's going to cost them their soul. Those who willing to lose their life, understand, hey, is nothing here that's worth the kingdom. Nothing here like Lot's wife. I'm not going to look back like she did. Okay? It's nothing here for me. Okay? Our citizenship, our conversation is in the heavens. What Yahweh shall say, Matthew 6:19. Store up not here treasures on earth, while moths and thieves and rust, roughly paraphrased, but store up treasure in heaven. See? Those of us who understand that, what we're going to find our life. See? Let's see. Let me get Philippians 4 and 6. It says, be careful for nothing. Careful go with what? Worry, anxious. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. So remember, the weapons of warfare are not carnal. We're spiritual people. We fight on our hands and knees by praying, fasting, reminding the Lord, quoting scripture. Okay, building ourselves up in the spirit with the holy scriptures. Okay, walking in the best of our ability, obedient to the Lord's law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, that's our weaponry, led of the Holy Spirit. So we don't be, the Lord is telling us again through the scriptures, don't be anxious, don't worry. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Yahweh. And the peace of Yahweh, which surpasseth all understanding, shall keep their hearts and their minds through Yahweh Shah Mashiach. See, the Spirit of the Lord is going to comfort us. It's going to provide for us in these last days. Verse 8, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of a good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. So in other words, meditate on the word of the Lord, meditate on the scriptures, constantly building ourselves up, because if you don't, fear is going to take over in these last days. You're going to look at what's happening in the world. You're going to look at your current situation, and fear is going to consume you. So we constantly meditate and build our spirit up, remind and encourage ourselves in the word of the Lord. Verse 9, those things which you have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you. See, we want the Spirit of the Lord to sustain us and bear with us in these last days. Psalms 1 and 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he do meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, which bringeth forth his fruit in season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So the man who meditates on the word of the Lord, he's going to be sustained through the Spirit of the Lord, is what he's saying. Verse 4, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. And that's what you're going to see in these last days. Okay? Only the godly and the Lord's children are going to be sustained. What? Because we just read. We're reading it over and over. Okay? The Spirit of the Lord, this word, okay, is activated alive within us. Those who don't have it, we just read it. Verse 4, the ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. The winds of judgment, okay, that's coming up on this whole earth. Those without the word, without the Spirit of the Lord, is going to be driven away. They're not going to make it. See? Quick precept on that. Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man that built his house up on a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat up on that house, and it fell not, for it was founded on a rock. See that? That rock consists of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai is the word. So the Holy Scriptures, the Torah, all of that combined, old and new, we have the word is living in us, which equals what? The Spirit of the Lord. So when the storms of life come, that word is what's going to keep us. Why you think the Lord say put on in the Bible, it talks about putting on the full arm of Yahweh. Okay, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the breastplates of righteousness, all of that. What do you think that's talking about? This having this word, being equipped with this word. See? Verse 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be like unto a foolish man which built his house on sand. And when the rain descended and the floods came and the winds blew and beat up on that house, it fell, and great was the fall of it. See? It didn't have a proper foundation to restore, to resist or withstand the trials of life. And that's what's starting to happen. This is the beginning of what you see and playing out in the earth. This is why you're going to have people turn solely to the world. Like the Bible say, many shall fall away. Okay, they're going to lose faith. Yahweh Shai even said, when the Lord returns, shall there be faith left in the earth? A lot of people, okay, going to lose the little faith that they do have, okay, because they're not properly built up in the spirit. See? This is Proverbs 30:7. I'm going to start at 8. Proverbs 30:8, it says, remove from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food that is convenient for me. Now, the food that's convenient for us is talking about the Holy Scriptures. Okay? Building ourselves up with this spiritual food so we can endure the trials of life. Quick precept on that, Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh. So the word is likened into spiritual food. All right. So I'm going back to Proverbs 30:8. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food that is convenient with me, the word of the Lord. Lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my God in vain. See? So the Lord is not going to overly give us too much. Just imagine if you was a millionaire in the time we coming into, while the dollar about to collapse. Okay? In a way that would be setting you up for failure. The Lord allowed you to have all the finer things of this life, this world, just for the dollar to crash. Of course, you're going to be, in order to keep and maintain your status, everything you had, you're going to feel like, hey, I'm willing to comply. Whatever chip or market or be, whatever you got. See? So that would have been a sit-up if the Lord allowed us to have too much on this side. But then at the same time, it says, let me read 9 again. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. And the Lord is not going to have us in a position in these last days where we're totally destitute. I mean, out there having nothing. Okay, no clothes, no food, no water, no housing. The Lord ain't going to have us in a situation like that either, because what we just read, lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my God in vain. Because what? The word of the Lord, thou shalt not steal. So how that look, we claiming the name of the Lord, but because of what's going on, we're in a situation where we got to steal and rob and do all of these things to make it. See? That would be an offense to the word. So the Lord ain't going to have his children in those type of positions. Okay? This is Philippians 4:19. But my God shall supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory by Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So everything that we need in these last days, provision, protection, the Lord is going to supply through the Spirit of the Lord. All right. Let's look at something he told the disciples the first time he sent them out. Okay, we're going to Matthew 10 and 5. Actually, I want to read this in a blue letter. This is Matthew 10 and 5. It says, these 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not in the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Okay, I'm reading to the left. Let me read the left hand. I want in the NLT. Okay, so I'm gonna read 5 again. It said, Yahushua sent out the 12 apostles with these instructions: don't go to the Gentiles or to the Samaritans, but only to the people of Israel, God's lost sheep. Go and announce to them that the kingdom of heaven is near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cure those with leprosy, and cast out demons. Give as freely as you have received. Now look at verse 9. This is the point. Don't take any money in your money belts, nor gold, silver, or even copper coins. Don't carry a traveler's bag with a change of clothes and sandals, or even a walking stick. Don't hesitate to accept hospitality, because those who work deserve to be fed. So even when he sent out the disciples the first time, he said what? Take the bare minimum. I don't want you to take no extra money, no extra clothes, shoot, none of that stuff. Why did he tell them that? He wanted to demonstrate his power, their provision. He wanted to show, I'm going to sustain you. I'm your help. I'm your provision. I'm going to make a way as you go, as you be obedient to me and do what I told you to sent you out to do. Okay, I'm going to supply all of your needs. And it's going to be the same way for us in these last days. Okay, we're not going to be able to depend on what we're used to in the past, but that's the Lord getting back his glory. Okay, your jobs, your careers, money, all of those things that we once got comfortable in Babylon. Okay, the Lord is taking that away now. So what? He's forcing his people to lean, to depend on him. Just like ancient times when the Lord took our people out of Egypt and brought us through the wilderness for a time. He had to strip the trust, the faith, everything we had got from Egypt. Okay, there's no way we could enter into the promised land with that. And this is the beginning of the same process that he's doing all over. Remember, nothing new under the sun. So before the kingdom, okay, we have to be totally purged, totally consecrated from this old way, from this old system. Our people mindsets in general, everything has to be renewed. The Lord is stripping everything away, okay, that's Babylon is given to our people. And he's showing what? You're going to totally have to lean on me in these last days. All right. Let's go ahead and get ready to close out Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as escape as of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. Stay means depend. But they shall stay on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. See that? Verse 20. Okay, notice it said at the beginning of verse 20, the remnant. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel. So we're not talking about all Israel, not everybody. The remnant of those, the Lord's children who really trusting in him. Okay? We all got to go, like I say, time to squeeze. Everybody's got to go through a certain form of Jacob's trouble. But the Lord, once again, it's like the Lord's jewel, that gold. Remember the refining process? We done several lessons on that. Just like gold tried in the fire, diamonds, the process, okay? So the Lord is going to allow us to feel something, go through some things, but he's promised we're going to come out on the other side like diamonds, like fine gold. Okay, the same thing that a lot of people in this world is not about to make it through, but the Lord has promised his children is going to make it through it. All right, but it's also done, as we read here, to break that dependency. Don't trust in Egypt, the way of the world, no more. Well, you're going to have to lean on the Lord in these last days. And then, of course, Isaiah 3:1. Let me get that. Behold, the Lord of hosts, do it take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So even to feed yourself, the way depending on Egypt in these last days, okay, everything that came with that, America, your jobs, your careers, as this place falls and everything is being stripped and dried up, okay, it's not gonna be that same dependency. This is what they're saying. The Lord is breaking that dependency, just like when he brought us out of Egypt, okay, into the wilderness. What you have to learn of me now. You're gonna know your God up close and personal. You're gonna know what it is. They that seek me shall seek me in spirit and truth, like he told the woman at the well. No more stepping, plantation, dogma, Christianity. I'm a believer, blessed and highly favored. Nah, that ish out the window now. Okay, we living in a time the Lord separating the wheat from the tare, the sheep from the goat. Okay, prior to his, he gonna really do it at his coming, but it's the day of the Lord that we're approaching now. This is starting to show you that now, that great fall in the way. Okay, you seeing who really got faith. You see, just like with the men of the Lord, it's becoming clear and clear each day go by who the Spirit of the Lord really working with. Okay, these people of the world, so-called Christian path, where they have nothing for you right about now. See that? So once again, we're going to close it out right here, but just remember that moving forward, okay, though the Lord is going to take care of his, okay, no matter what. Let me close out right here. Isaiah 65:13. This is Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. The time we're coming into, okay? There won't be much food, won't be food soon. Okay, so the Lord is promising, hey, my servants, my children, you okay, you gonna eat, you gonna drink, you gonna be merry. Okay, but for the world, the wicked, okay, you are about to be in trouble. So as a good teacher, prophesying, we got to make sure we bring out the whole truth. Okay, just like yesterday I did that lesson, Eve, the free ride is over for Eve, showing you how that everything being stripped and taken away now. Well, for those wicked heifers that didn't want to seek the Lord or do it the Lord's way, yeah, it's a wrap for them. They about to be in trouble. But for our daughters of Zion, beautiful, virtuous women out there who do it the Lord's way in order and seeking the Lord in sincerity and truth, okay, well as the brothers, okay, the whole body, okay, we are going to be fine. Okay, the Lord is going to keep his. All right, so I pray that this lesson was edifying. Till next time.